Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Absolutely delighted to be greeting you again, talking to you about my experience and listening to your experiences as they relate to this thing we're doing called remote teaching, learning, and working. I have to tell you, it's starting to feel somewhat normal. I'm no longer surprised when I see my son run across my door as he is experiencing everything the 13-year-olds experience as they're in the midst of their own remote learning experience. And it brings me great joy when I see my wife walk past as well. So for us, this is starting to feel like a little bit of normal. But even in the midst of that, we know there are opportunities for continued improvement. So I welcome that feedback that we receive from members of the college community, our faculty, our staff, our students. All of you have been working so hard. And I want to tell you thank you. I say it over and over again. It is amazing to me just how resilient and also at the same time, just how much we've brought those wonderful things that are about us at Montgomery College into this new space. So for instance, some of the things I'm hearing about, e-tutoring is thriving. We've had about 1,500 sessions of tutoring that have taken place over the last 3 weeks. A Blackboard usage of faculty and student usage is up by 60% in that same time period. And one of my personal favorites, the Montgomery College Library has added 588 new ebooks. Now, I don't know about you, but that says a lot that not only are we continuing to advance excellence in the classroom, we're making sure that those support services, which are the connective tissue the students need oftentimes between the institution and what they're seeing in their classrooms and learning in those spaces, making sure that support is there. So thank you to everyone who's been an active part in that. And we're also, I think, modeling some very important things for our peer institutions across the nation. Our emergency financial assistance process has been widely, I think, lauded as something that's very exciting about how we have been able to put resources into the hands of students even before we receive the federal dollars that have come in. I look at the dashboard that we have out of academic affairs is tracking interactions with students, looking at the ways in which this data that I shared with you earlier, we're capturing that each and every week. So thank you all for that. And thank you again for the way in which you're doing this work. Kindness is so important. The opportunity to continue to learn from each other is so important. And with that, I thought I'd love to share with you a few stories that I'm hearing from the front lines because I thank you all for the emails. Absolutely love them. For one of our student leaders said, I just want to say the biggest thank you. To have a community that is very supportive and goes above and beyond to meet the needs of their students is truly amazing. Thank you for all of your hard work during this time period. I really appreciate it. And from a student who was given a computer voucher, thank you so much. You have no idea of the burden that you are taking off of my shoulders. I'll now be able to connect to the Zoom meetings online and get online to submit my homework on time. Bless you for doing this. I received that blessing on behalf of our institution. And from a scholarship recipient, I want to thank everyone for helping us during this time to keep up our academic journey on track. Your help is highly appreciated by me and my family, and we hope that one day we can give back and be a part of the Montgomery College community. And from a student parent, thank you so much for all of the assistance provided to my family and I during this challenging time. As a single mom, it has been a struggle, but a very, very worth it in the end, particularly as we reach the end of the semester. I will have my second degree. None of this would have been possible without the support of everyone at Montgomery College. My son is also a student here, and I couldn't ask for him to be at a better place to feel the same love and support that I do from this village. I don't know about you, but that gave me the little tinglies all over because a couple of years ago, I did a speech where we talked about this idea of love. And then we had Dr. Russell Lowry Hart here a few months ago, and he talked about loving our students to success. And that resonates. The student at the end of the day could feel our collective love, our collective investment in her and her son and what their future could be as a result of Montgomery College. I saw a quote on Twitter the other day that resonated so much with me because I think this moment of higher education. We're trying to reconcile a few things, but at the end of the day, if our focus is on students, we'll be all right. And the quote by Michael Sorrell, a fellow college president, says this: "In this new environment, higher ed institutions that are less in love with tradition and more in love with their students will be the ones that thrive." I think there's a lot of truth in that observation. And I continue to be so impressed by the amount of love that I see happening at Montgomery College each and every day as we live through and thrive in the midst of this pandemic. But most of all, I am so grateful for the colleagues I work with, those who help me produce these videos and who write wonderful letters for us to be able to share to our students, who give us and remind us each and every day that they're the reason why we do this work. I want to thank each of you, and I hope that you have an absolutely glorious weekend. Enjoy the good weather to the extent you can. Remember, though, to stay away from people to the extent you can. And most of all, just take care of yourself and each other. Thank you, and be well.